Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's podcast. Today's podcast is about social anxiety. What is social anxiety? Social anxiety is a feeling of nervousness. You feel some kind of fear, you feel some kind of nervousness when you get into social situations. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to meet this person. How will that person be? It is more like you're worried. You are anxious about what others will think, and you constantly think, should I do this? Should I plan like this? Should I plan like this? Should I act around them like this? Should I say this to them? If I say this, will this work out better? All these lot of thoughts. It's like the whole world has come to a standstill because you need to have a social interaction, or you have to go to a place. That is real social anxiety. People who experience social anxiety often feel shy or uncomfortable in groups, and they are worrying always about saying the wrong thing, and or they may be feeling everybody is watching me. Am I doing the right thing? Even simple things like talking to new people, giving presentations, or even going to a party is really stressful. They feel like, oh my God, I need 2 hours to get out of this. However, with mindfulness, with support and practice, you can learn to manage and overcome certain types of social anxiety. So, why are we doing this podcast? Social anxiety is pretty common. Actually, it is said research is showing that women are more likely to experience social anxiety than men. But social anxiety can affect anybody. It can be male, female, it can be young children, it can be older adults who are suddenly, recognizing something is not the way they wanted it. So, all these important things, factors come in. So, the also we should understand that social anxiety depends on a lot of factors. What is the cultural norm in which you're raised? What is the social expectation among the people you mingle with? And your own individual experience. So let's look at a little bit about the factors that contribute to this high prevalence of social anxiety in women. Why are so many women facing social anxiety more than men? Is because there is a difference in the expectation of the norms in which men and women should behave in society. In some societies, women are not even expected to show their face outside. And in some societies, male people who are male are expected to carry the whole conversation, carry the entire brunt of socializing. It becomes a burden for them. So, women, if they're allowed to come out, for instance, there must be a certain standard of how you should appear, how you should behave, what social role you should play. If you're with your father, you should play such a role. If you're with a husband, you should play such a role. If you're with your friends, you can be like this. So there is all these social roles which contribute to this feeling of anxiety in any given social situation. The second factor could be emotional expression. If you cannot express yourself openly, women tend to internalize a lot of these emotions, including anxiety, and they begin to ruminate on these as deficiencies, and they say these negative thoughts, I deserve these emotions that are coming to me, these people are telling me something because I am deficient in this. They internalize it, they ruminate a lot about it. And the whole society itself, right, places such a great importance to this anxiety development, how we take in what the society is giving us. For example, if you're going to visit your sister, and your sister is usually very critical of you, never compliments you, when you go there, you go with the fear that, oh my God, she is now going to tell me something, and how am I going to react, and what should I say, what should I do. But instead, if you decide to go and say, what she's telling me, let me listen to it. And if it rings true to me, let me do something about it. Think about this. Third reason why women suffer is because of societal pressure. Women face lot of societal pressure with related to appearance, performance, the way they speak, the tone in which they speak, how your hands are moving, the expectation that women will always be like a soft spoken career, even in demanding careers, they are expected to play a certain kind of role, always giving, never questioning, always accommodating. All those stereotypical roles put a lot of pressure on them, and we begin to think that we are either inadequate or we can never escape this judgment. Wherever we go, no matter whatever we do, we are going to be judged always, so why bother? That creates this social anxiety. So gradually we begin to withdraw from the situation, from the scene. We are like, we don't want to be a part of this anymore because it's constantly feeding me with negative things. There could also be biological factors. Some studies have shown hormonal fluctuations in women, especially when it is associated with the menstrual cycle. And if you are taking hormonal contraceptives, these could also influence the prevalence and severity of anxiety in you. Your anxiety becomes 10x in any of these situations. So, when we have this social anxiety, what kind of mindfulness techniques can we use to manage this healing? We need to heal. We need healing. What kind of mindfulness techniques can we use in these situations? I'm going to lead you through a list some of them, and in subsequent podcasts, or you can set up sessions with me so I can actually teach you how to practice each one of these. So I'm going to give you a lot of mindfulness techniques in this podcast, about 10 of them. And I want you to focus on pick one that works the best for you and post it in the comments below. The first one is deep breathing. Practice deep breathing exercises to calm your nervousness, to impact your nervous system. Focus just on the sensation of your breathing in and breathing out. That is a sole focus you should have. And gradually, even that will cause some anxiety in the beginning, but gradually, as you practice more and more, it will lead you to have lesser and lesser anxiety when you prepare yourself like this. Second technique you can use is body scan. Sit intense, close your eyes with your head, neck, and spine straight. Sit intensely focused on every part of your body from the tip of your toes to your head. In Sanskrit, we call it Sahasrara. All the way to Sahasrara. Scan your body. Wherever you feel there is a tension, every tension, every anxiety we feel has a physical signature. Look for that tension. Where is it that you are seeing the tension? Where is it that you are seeing the discomfort? Become more and more aware of these physical sensations so you can ground yourself in the present moment and alleviate all your anxieties. If you think these two are not possible, what ma, you're saying these things are not possible. Think about how you can mindfully observe what is happening around you that is causing the reflection and anxiety in you. For example, if you always had a problem with, let's say, your grandfather or somebody elder used to scold you whenever they drank coffee. So around you, when you notice somebody drinking coffee or the smell of coffee or the sound of, making this coffee, brewing coffee, all these sensations cause anxiety in you. So what you do at that time is you just relax into the present moment without any judgment. Just relax in the present moment. The fourth practice you could do is, it's a very radical practice. It is not really easy to do, but it's worth a try. And that is acceptance. You practice radical self acceptance. You say, this is me. This is my best me. This is the best version of me that is showing up today. This is me. This is the best version of me that is showing up today. Have this radical acceptance for your thoughts, your feelings. Do not suppress them. Do not try to run away from them. Do not hide them. Allow yourself to experience all the anxiety that is associated with this without any judgment. Know that this is a natural response. In some situations, it is natural. That's all we can do. Accept it. You can also practice self-compassion. For a minute, close your eyes and be your best friend. You be your best friend to yourself. You treat yourself with kindness. Treat yourself with understanding, especially when you're experiencing anxiety. Just remind yourself it's okay to feel anxious. There are a lot of people who are going through the same struggle. It doesn't make anybody any less worthy because they are going through this struggle. Have that self-compassion. The other way of doing it is experiencing gratitude. Practice gratitude meditation or journal it regularly. What am I thankful for in this life? Why does this situation matter to me? How does it matter to me? Does it matter to me in a way that it is going to make and break me? Or do I have other life alternatives? 99% of the time, you will find there are other alternatives for you. Think about this. You can also practice progressive muscle relaxation technique. This exercise has to be done when you are lying down, and progressively you relax each part of the body. You might have experienced this in yoga class where they teach you yoga nidra. Progressive, you relax all your muscles, you slowly empty your brain, your mind, and then you just focus on deeply breathing and enjoying your presence just as breathing. That awareness, you just enjoy that awareness. That is the progressive muscle relaxation technique. You could also get used to what we call as mindfulness exposure. Gradually, you be your own therapist. You gradually establish controlled exposure to situations that trigger your anxiety. For example, if going back to that coffee example, if going to a coffee shop or smell of coffee triggers your anxiety and it's very intense, you probably don't want to go and sit there every day. No, you probably want to hang out where you can or walk by that place where you can smell that coffee, but it does not impact you so much. Then you could sit nearby where you can smell that coffee, but you're not actually physically in its presence. Then you could probably go with some people, some friends in a large group and spend a takeout order. Then you could sit there in that place and try to drink, maybe not coffee, but something else, smoothie maybe. And then you decide, I'm going to drink coffee there. Gradually, you mindfully expose yourself to these risks, to these triggers. But note, whenever you feel that it is becoming more acute, you have to come out and get yourself back into your equilibrium. You can also establish a daily mindful practice. What is a daily mindfulness practice? It involves doing yoga, doing meditation, and constantly reminding yourself to be in the moment, to be now, not worry. Oh, somebody is liking me, somebody is not liking me, oh, nobody likes me, no, everybody hates me. Forgetting all those judgments that you have about yourself, all those labels that you have created for yourself. Forget about all of them. And then intensely focus only on one thing, which is having daily mindful practice. Let's say your mindfulness practice is before you go to bed. Every day you go to bed at the same time and you're going to spend 20 minutes practicing this mindfulness exercise. Then every day when you do it, you can visualize yourself as being calm in presence of a lot of social activity. You could also get help of therapists who specialize in a lot of mindfulness-based techniques. A lot of therapists include mindfulness-based therapies such as mind-based stress reduction or mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. They will provide you with personalized support and provide you with guidance that is specific for your need. Just remember, healing social anxiety takes time, takes patience. Be gentle with yourself and explore techniques. Ask support. Join a community that supports you. Sattvic Method Company offers this support free of cost. Every Saturday morning, we meet from 8 to 9 for Gita meditation, where we go dive deeper into the truths as given in the Gita, Bhagavad Gita. And that helps us to stay stabilized. Let me tell you some case studies. Everybody wants to know, does this work? It works. Let me give you some case studies. All names I have fictionalized. Let's say her name is Sarah. She's 28 years old and she's an executive. Maybe a little older also, but I'll just put it as 28. And she suffers with intense social anxiety. especially because she is driving team meetings and she has to take care of networking events. What is her fear? Her fear is she's going to be judged by others. And she often avoids any social interaction. She doesn't go and make presentations in big meetings. She avoids all these things, all these conflicts. Because of this, her career has suffered. Now she's reached a stage where she says, no, I can't, I should not do this anymore. She's realized that this is impacting her career. So Sarah, when we met, she started practicing meditation for 10 minutes each morning before she went to work. She did not make any intention. She did not say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I will do. She did not make any of those declarations. She just focused on her breath. And she practiced self-compassion. She said, it's normal to be anxious. It is okay to be anxious. Let us not give in to that anxiety. It will pass. Over time, what Sarah noticed, it took time. No, I'm not hiding the truth. It took a lot of time for her. But she noticed that there was a significant reduction in her social anxiety symptoms. She began to speak up in the meetings. She began to engage in conversations with her colleagues. As she continued to practice, Sarah's confidence just soared. So when she applied for her promotion, everybody was like, why did it take you so long? Right? They were all supportive and encouraging. Let me give you another example, another case study. Maybe we can call him Michael. And he was a 40-year-old teacher. Whenever parent-teacher conferences, staff meetings, large groups of adults came to the school, he just experienced intense social anxiety. He was paralyzed. Sometimes he would just get these intense migraines for days before the event. So he could not even attend those events. So Michael, he started this mindfulness-based stress reduction program. And he learned various mindfulness techniques. He started practicing them. And when he added the self-compassion exercise, he was able to counter all his negative self-talk. And then Michael established a regular mindfulness practice. And he developed so much emotional resilience and developed so much self-awareness. He learned what triggers him. He learned how to handle those triggers, how to address those triggers. And he started talking more and more with adults outside of his work. That helped him to communicate better, confidently, with parents and colleagues. Over time, Michael's relationship with adults improved so much that he actually started to lead meetings. Isn't that wonderful for Michael? Let me give you another case study of Emily. Emily is a college student. Let's say she's 20, 22. She had intense social anxiety and it affected her academic performance and social life. She could not go to social gatherings. She was scared and very anxious to be around her peers. So it impacted her in such a way that she began to feel extremely lonely and isolated. Emily then attended one of our mindfulness sessions, and she focused on self compassion and acceptance. And during the retreat, she learned a lot of mindfulness exercises such as loving kindness meditation. And she practiced it to be present, to be in the moment in social situations, and not have any judgment. Very difficult for her to do in the beginning, but she did it. Emily then, she continued to integrate these mindfulness practices in her daily life, and she experienced profound shift in her relationship with social anxiety. She joined a lot of student groups. She began connecting with others, and she developed a sense of belonging with her college, community, and even with her own people, her family who were living in another state. As a result of all these, because she was volunteering, she was doing this, she was doing that, she also began to focus on her studies and her grades improved. And she found a lot of joy in making friends and in engaging with friends and participating in campus events. Emily to this day practices mindfulness based techniques. Not only young people, like I said, some of them are really older people. Let's say somebody called David. He's about 50 years old. He's an executive. He, after COVID, he struggled with extreme anxiety in professional settings, and it hindered his ability to network and advance his career. He would not speak up. He was scared of public speaking. He could not attend network events, and he was scared of pursuing leadership opportunities. David then began to work just with the breathing first, centering exercise first. And then he gradually started journaling what he was anxious about. Then he learned how to accept them. He learned how to identify the underlying causes for his social anxiety. He learned and developed practical strategies for managing them. And once he started applying this social anxiety techniques, mindfulness techniques in very high pressure situations, he became very comfortable. People noticed he was so relaxed, even when he was giving $1 million presentation. That was David's comfort zone. So, with newfound confidence, David was able to pursue his leadership role. I'll give you another example, case study. Let's call her Maria. She was an artist and she's struggling with social anxiety. She was shy. She did not believe her work was worthy of being showcased in art exhibitions. And she could not even connect with potential clients because she feared rejection. She feared criticism. And she feared that, it may not be worth anything. We had an art therapy program. I don't know how many of you attended that. We had an art therapy class. Maria enrolled in that and she learned to turn her expressions into art. She learned how to create these mindful practices, techniques that helped her to manage her anxiety. She understood drawing, painting All those things could be a form of self-expression and healing. So Maria continued to explore mindfulness through art, and she experienced profound transformation in her relationship with social anxiety. She gained confidence in all her abilities. Now she has found her purpose through art. How do you overcome social anxiety? First, bring awareness to your own thinking. The words you give to yourself and others. Infuse it with awareness. Society conditions you to fulfill the words you give to others. This impacts your standing and stability in the society. That also impacts your anxiety when it comes to living. When you liberate yourself from this anxiety, fear and violence also leave your body, leave your mind, and you start developing trust and harmony in relationships. You will learn how to avoid constant internal process of putting yourself in others' positions. And this can lead to what? Fear and greed. And it creates a social conditioning where you're competing with others. Instead, with these conscious mindfulness techniques, you can learn to focus on aligning yourself with your true purpose in life and to strengthen your will persistence. By aligning actions and decisions with your life purpose, you will grow stronger. Always remember to be firm in rejecting things that cause confusion or problems. Be very firm. Be very ferocious about it. Choose alignment with peace over fear based intuition. Cultivate awareness in your thinking. Join our classes. We teach you all these. You can also sign up for individual sessions. Do not miss the 2-day free mindfulness workshop that we are offering. That's coming up next weekend. It is a wonderful opportunity to align with your life purpose, not have any confusion, not be overwhelmed with any problem, and learn how to be free from social anxieties. Please join us. Thank you for listening. Please share this podcast because someone may be looking just for this today. I welcome you all to join us, subscribe to our channel, and share, comment, and like. Thank you once again. See you next week. Bye.